Okay, oil prices moving towards $100. They're over $90 a barrel. With this inflation, the 10-year is at over 2% today, so interest rates are rising. And now, the latest from the Democratic Party geniuses, a bunch of Northeast Democrats want to restrict LNG exports. Okay, what a terrific idea that is. Joining me now, Rick Perry, former U.S. Energy Secretary, former governor of Texas, and former Air Force captain, for that matter. We thank him for his service. Rick Perry, welcome back. And let me understand this right. We're in this crisis with Putin and Ukraine and the Nord Stream 2 pipeline and the Biden administration. The president himself has said we're trying to sell more LNG to Europe to remove Putin's hegemony on natural gas and energy. And these northeastern senators, who are, by the way, importing much of their oil and gas from Russia, they want to stop LNG exports. Help me out on this, Secretary Perry.
Yeah, there's so many stories going on here, Larry. One is that New York has blocked pipelines across their state for years that could deliver affordable American molecules of gas to those senator states, and they've allowed New York to block them. I mean, and I shouldn't laugh. I mean, it's stunningly Keystone Cop-ish, if you will. And speaking of Keystone, stopping that pipeline, really bad public policy. And my point with all of this is bad Democrat public policy dealing with energy is coming home to really roost now, not just in the United States, but also in Europe. You have the Europeans that want to get rid of all fossil fuels over there, rely exclusively on the renewable energy side. And now they're begging all sources of LNG, liquefied natural gas, to come into the country because the wind energy isn't enough to push the energy into the European Union. I mean, it's just stunning mistakes that have been made over and over by these progressive types. If you had left the Trump policies in place, the U.S. become energy independent. We've got 100+ years of natural gas underneath the ground in the United States. We could be leading the world in not only driving down the cost of these energy products in the United States, but also delivering them to our allies around the world. And I can't believe this has all happened just within a year. But the Biden administration and European policies that are leftist in their leanings, if you will, are what's at root here with this great energy crisis that's happening around the world. And Americans are paying the price. Well, we got a 40-year high with inflation now, and it's being driven by energy prices.
Yeah, we're above $90 on oil alone. So let me just posit this. If you were president or can wave a magic wand and you said to our oil and gas businesses, full open throttle, pipelines open, new pipelines open, drilling open, production open, LNG terminals, new ones and fix the old ones open, exports open, you would have gushers and gushers of oil and natural gas. We could be undercutting Putin by selling it to Europe, which is what you and I and O'Brien and others were trying to do in the Trump administration. And we'd be supplying more. Gasoline at the pump would be cheaper. You know, we'd be helping domestic home front, and we'd be fighting our enemies overseas. Right now, we're Larry, killing our home front, and we're strengthening Putin.
And Larry, think about how many jobs would be created in America today. All of those union jobs that got killed when the XL pipeline got shut down. I mean, this administration has been the most job-killing, inflation-creating administration, certainly in my lifetime, and I think I'm in my 8th decade now. So it's pretty amazing what we're looking at.
Youngster. We can compare age groups, but we're probably just about even up. No, but in all seriousness, you know, we're just these northeastern states, which, as you said, won't allow pipelines. I mean, we're talking right here in New York. up in Boston, Massachusetts. The only smart state near there is Pennsylvania that allowed drilling and pipelines. But, you know, Rick, they take in about 10%, I think, of their energy comes from Russia, okay? So they're just helping the Russians. But the point is, when Joe Biden said no to Keystone Pipeline and then Anwar and then Willow and, you know, more expensive drilling on public lands, and then said yes to the Nord Stream 2 pipeline from Russia, he was like recreating Putin's strength. I mean, in some sense, that paved the way. I know Afghanistan was a catastrophe, but this oil policy was, you know, we liberated Putin. We empowered Putin.
Yeah. I think we will look back on, yes, Afghanistan and the withdrawal there was an absolute tragedy, and the whole world saw it. We're paying for it because of our lack of national security around the world, if you will. These countries have looked at that, and they recognize that there is no leadership out of the White House when it comes to American defense policy. But the other side of this is the energy decisions, I think, will be the biggest mistake that the Biden administration, that's a long list already, but his energy policies, not only are they driving inflation, they're putting America's national security at risk. And this administration could overnight, you said it a while ago, just by the waving of that wand, if you will, out of the White House, you could put American oil and gas producers back to work, drilling, producing not only liquefied natural gas products, but our crude products, driving down the cost of energy, which in turn drives down the cost of all the products that are out there. I mean, it's stunning how simple this is with the right kind of leadership that looks at what's best for Americans. I don't understand who's making the decisions at the White House now. And do they not really care about Americans' day-to-day lives or the future of America from the standpoint of national security? It's stunningly bad decisions being made by this administration.
You're right. Oil price going up. By the way, you know, my pal, John Katzimatidis, biggest grocer in New York, he's also in the oil business. You know, he says these high oil prices are going to translate into higher food prices and every other price. And he's right. So
they already are.
Energy, oil and gas are so central to this price system, to our economy. They don't understand it. I don't know. Think about that.
And Larry,
Captain Perry, we'd like to have you waving a magic wand in the White House. I'd love to see that. Actually, we talked about
anybody
once
can wave this wand. It's out there.
This
isn't rocket science. It just has to have some people with the backbone to do it.
Good backbone and a little bit of common sense. Rick Perry, thank you very much, sir. It's great to see you again.
Thank you, Mr. Wizard.